By the way, are you learning on the air what I just heard in my ear, Taylor?
I don't. What was it?
I just heard your Vrabel is not returning to the Titans.
Will just literally, he was trying to mouth something to me, and I was trying to be respectful by not listening, but he was just trying to say that Mike Vrabel is fired.
Yeah, fired just now.
That just happened. I mean, look at this happening on live.
Whoa.
Stream, Taylor. I know we were supposed to go Wolverine Palooza, but that's what is that about? Why?
That is nuts. I knew there was some clamoring going on the inside. I heard I talked to a couple guys. Obviously, I have some relationships with the Titans, and I was like, as the season was unfolding, to me, it was very clear that Braves was not the problem. The talent, it just wasn't a team that was filled with enough talent to be truly competitive in the NFL at that point. And that was just the reality of the situation. And you could point a lot of fingers, but I didn't think the finger you could truly point at was Vrabel. He's a guy that, damn, Rich, I can't believe this is happening right now while we're talking.
Me too. Honestly.
Oh, my God.
I cannot. He's a coach of the year 2 years ago. They just beat the Jaguars in a game that they didn't have to have.
Yeah.
Except for pride. He's awesome. What the hell is happening?
He's the absolute best is what he is. Under Vrabel, we were at an AFC championship. We were in position to be contenders for a Super Bowl. Now, you've had a lot of changing the guard, right? I left last year. Ben Jones, who was a center for 7 years, left. We had a mishap with Julio Jones. They trade away, which was not Vrabel's. That was not what he wanted. You could see it in the war room during the draft. And it's just, you trade away Kevin Byard, and so you're really your own pillar. Your only pillar is Harold Landry and Jeffrey Simmons, of guys that have been there long enough to kind of carry the torch of a defense. I love Amy, and I love that franchise. I think they just made a mistake. I think they just made a big mistake because Vrabel is going to be just fine. Of all NFL coaches, he's going to be the number one people that the Raiders, the Chargers, the Bears, the Panthers, the Commanders, the Patriots, all those teams are going to look at now and say, we want Mike Vrabel. We need Mike Vrabel because he knows he can instill a culture and he can win games. I think the only person you would put above Mike in the search for a head coach of these vacancies in franchises is going to be Jim Harbaugh, because of what he was able to accomplish going to a Super Bowl and then also winning a national championship. He's just a more proven head coach at this point, but I think that is a mistake. I think that is.
I don't blame you for feeling that way, Taylor. I mean, honestly, being around him, anytime you're around him, you just know he loves ball and he loves coaching dudes and he just loves hitting you in the face. One of our favorite drops that we have here is he said, "Take your heart pills and buckle up." Is what that's his phraseology. I mean, that's the sort of football coach that you want to have. And are you having King Henry on your pod? Is he coming on?
Derek will be here in the next 20 minutes.
Dude, you got something to talk about with him.
Oh my gosh, that is going to be crazy. We literally just finished filming this week's episode that's going to premiere tonight.
Right.
Humble shout out. Yep.
Nice.
Go and watch Bussin with the boys.
Of course.
But next week Derek will be the episode, and yeah, that is just nuts, man.
Wow.
I cannot believe it.
And buckle up.
Yeah, there it is. So I already know what you're thinking, Brockman. You want him in New England.
Home.
You
come
want him,
home, Mike.
You want him in New England.
Let's go.
And folks in Columbus, they're hoping he wants to do what Harbaugh just did, right? I don't know.
Braves is not going to college.
You don't think so?
I've asked him. I've asked him.
Okay.
Vrabel's personality, could he be successful in college? Could he win a national championship in college? No question, as Vrabel would say. No question. But all the political BS you got to deal with, the NILs, you're dealing with like kids, and I say that very, very loosely because now there's 7 year seniors. But if your job is predicated on the development and value of 18 to 22-year-olds, that is a very different ball game than having paid professionals who are expected to do a job and have an expectation. It's very different. I don't see him going to college. It would be nuts. I would be absolutely terrified if he did go there because Vrabel is that dude. But the Patriots, listen, I wouldn't want to go to the Patriots. I wouldn't. Why would you want to be a head coach of the Patriots? You're gonna come and take over the best coach of all time. You're going to go take over that
and a
roster.
Well, franchise quarterback coming, Taylor.
Listen, I'm so sick of 3 overall. That's great. That's one guy. You need to fill a roster with 53 dudes.
Well,
and Vrabel's
according to
done
everyone
more
else,
with
one
less.
guy makes a big difference.
Well, and
if you pick the right guy,
well,
if I'm Vrabel, I want to go to the Raiders. I want to go to the Chargers. Those are the two teams to me is a premier pickup right now.
mm-hmm, because you've got Herbert, and why do you want the Raiders? Just because it's Vegas, or I mean, what?
Yeah, well, your boy spent a lot of time in Vegas. I would definitely take that job. But I think you got a huge opportunity because you have players, you have studs on defense, you have guys like Max Crosby, and you have hungry cats out there. In a place that can get extremely popular and awesome very quickly. If you got tools like Crosby, like Devontae Adams, and you have like those kind of that talent on both sides of the ball, you fill it with a quarterback that can get the job done. And Josh Jacobs, you get him to stick around a little bit. I think that's a franchise that can be looking up in a big way if they make the right hire. I think AP is the hire unless you can get a guy like Harbaugh or Vrabel.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.